Good afternoon. First, I want to thank the community for filling this room. This is a stand for what's right. We have many members of the community, many members of our staff, members of the clergy, elected officials, parents. Most importantly, we have parents here. I want everyone to know that what's going on in Albany, or what they're attempting to do in Albany, under the veil of secrecy, under the veil of darkness, to try to slip some bills in on Father's Day. I believe the date was June 16th, that was Father's Day, to attempt to pass bills. We have, I'm not going to be kind about this, we have two rookie politicians. And obviously they didn't do their homework. Because if they would have done their homework, they would have understood that our graduation rate is not 37%. It's at least 20% higher than 37%. So you do the math. The media is usually here for negative things. They report negative things, and they narrate negative things. However, many of you do not know, but I'll tell you if you didn't know, that the past several years we've had several students accepted to Ivy League schools.
Yes, yes.
So you have people making statements about the state of Hempstead School District, the state of the students, what the students cannot do, what they cannot achieve, but our children, our students are proving them wrong every day.
That's right.
This attempted state takeover may have been more appropriate, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, it may have been more appropriate, but at the moment when we're improving the most, and we're at the cusp of something great is about to happen, and they see it, and I think some people, they want to take credit for the good things that's happening.
Absolutely. Yes.
They cannot take the credit for the good things that are happening. You have to look at the staff. We have many administrators that's here. If you look over my shoulders, many of the administrators from our school district are here. They're standing along with the Board of Education. The parents are here. They are dedicated for the best outcome for all our students. And that needs to be understood. I'm happy the media is here, and I want you guys to start reporting the great things that are happening in the Hempstead School District.
So true. So true.
I often question, I asked this question a few times during my recent re-election, how many parents have students that were accepted to Harvard or Yale? Then I asked the crowd, how many of you have been accepted to Harvard or Yale? Not one person raised their hand. So it can happen in Hempstead. It is happening in Hempstead. And we will not let anyone change the progress or stop the progress that's happening in Hempstead.
Amen.
It's a thing called democracy. It's an amendment that speaks of the right to vote. Everyone that's sitting here at this table was elected in an election. Maybe the results are not with which some people wanted the results to be. However, the community voted for who they wanted to vote for. And I question if the outcome of the election, if we had Maribel Torre and Gwendolyn Jackson, if they were elected, I question if this action will be taking place.
No. No, because we've been wrong.
I'm going to say this loud and clear. I'm going to say this loud and clear. I believe in the students. Everyone on the board believes in the students. The staff believes in the students. Our acting superintendent and her cabinet believes in the students. And we need people in office that believe in the students also.
That's right. And board members that believe in the students. Right.
We're not going to let anyone dumb down the progress to dumb down what our students are capable of doing. Because one day, we have students, and I'll name one person, I usually don't name names, but we have one student from a few years ago, his name is Travis Nelson, and he said that he wants to be the President of the United States one day. He said that in front of many of us. He did several speeches as a youth in this school district. By the way, he was accepted into Columbia University. I believe it was a full ride. I don't believe that his parents had the financial means to pay off the school. He did it by his own merit. The other students that have been accepted to these prestigious learning institutions did it on their own merit. No one paid anyone. No one had the political influence to call a president of a school and say, please let my child in. They earned it. Our graduation that's coming up very shortly, we had to move the location from Hempstead High School. You want to know why? Because the stage, I want to hear you again, the stage cannot hold the amount of students. That are going to graduate in a very short period of time. The stage does not hold, once again, the stage does not hold the students that's going to graduate. So things are getting much better, and this is not the time for the state to come in and pretend that they're helping the district. Okay? They spent over $100 million in the Roosevelt School District, and then according to Newsday accounts, it was unsuccessful. Now, I know it has been improvements in Roosevelt. I don't want to take away from the improvements in Roosevelt. They are doing much better, but it's not because of the state. And when we do better, it's not because anyone that comes in here. It's not going to be because of a distinguished educator. It's not going to be because of a monitor. It's going to be because the parents, the students, and the staff are dedicated and having the best outcome for our students. Thank you. I want to give the Vice President of the school board, Carmen Ayala, a chance to speak.
Good afternoon, everyone. To the community, thank you for always responding to the call for your students, for your family, for your community. Thank you for being here. To the press, I'd like to echo the sentiment of the board president. We are at an hour where change is happening. This entire year is symbolic of what the future looks like in Hempstead in terms of forward momentum. One of the most disturbing things about this legislation that was introduced in the midnight hour is that the state would like to take resources to bring monitors here rather than give additional resources to fund programs that will help to continue to improve student outcomes.
Yes.
What message does that send? What's ironic is this bill doesn't acknowledge that we are already under monitoring and compliant with those monitoring directives. We have complied with every single thing asked of us by the state this year. So all that we can conclude is what the president said. There is real progress. There is real momentum. And someone at the state decided to politicize the outcome of an election that did not go in their favor, and that disappoints everyone in here. We have to start to acknowledge what is going well and work together to continue to improve what still needs to get better. What never happened is Senator Thomas and Assemblywoman Rayner at no point invited us to have a sit down and say, how can we work together? And what's worse, the expectation, unlike in Roosevelt where they committed resources, they want the taxpayers of Hempstead to pay for their agenda and to usurp the voting power of the public, but they want you to pay for it. So Hempstead, as a community, as we stand here, we have to say no. We have to compel our elected officials to do right by us because we help put them there as well. And we have to remain together so that we can continue to grow and see success here in Hempstead, not only because that's the right thing to do, but because our children deserve to be able to compete globally, to have improved academic success, to have facilities in a world-class environment. That's what we need to come together and work for. There's no need to continue to live in the past. Because if nothing else, everyone sitting here has to acknowledge that this year has shown dramatic progress and improvement. To highlight, we have had several elementary schools that came off the state lists. That was not acknowledged. We have overcome unfunded mandates. And I'll say that again, unfunded mandates. We are continuing to make progress in the face of having less resources. This district has more than 40% of our students that are English language learners, and yet the state saw fit to defund us with the state aid calculation. That is not mentioned in this bill. So we have to all open our eyes and realize what is taking place here, because the graduation rate, yes, it has gone up, Ms. Gusoff. And to conclude, if what we want is real progress, we need to start to work together. We need to bury the past, learn from it, and understand that we are here and we will continue to put students first. Thank you.
At this time, we want to give Trustee David Gates, Dr. Gates, a chance to speak.
Will this slide?
It's easier if they move.
It's, okay.
They went to the cables.
Thank you. To our board president, to our interim superintendent first, Ms. Regina Armstrong, to our board president, to our vice president, Ms. Carmen Ayala, to Trustee Stith and Trustee Patricia Spleen, to everyone assembled, to the community, especially to the clergy. I'm excited, to our community, to our administrators, to our parents. We are grateful that each of you have joined us here on this afternoon. And as tigers, tigers roar and tigers fight.
Yes.
But when tigers fight, we fight to win. And so we just want to send a very glaring message to our Assemblywoman Taylor Rayner and to our Senator Kevin Thomas. You've started this fight. Now we're going to join the fight as we take buses tomorrow morning, departing from the Bethlehem of Judea Church, 83 Greenwich Street, here in the heart of Hempstead, New York. We're on our way to Albany to take this fight to Albany. Because not only do we believe in our district, I'm a product of this district, from Prospect to the middle school to the high school, and everything I'm capable of doing today is because of the foundation that was laid here. And so because I had a firm foundation here, our students have the same opportunity to not only operate inside of these gates, but to operate outside of these gates. Everything you've heard our president and our vice president talk about, I'm not going to revisit it, but I'm going to tell you today, the fight is on. At this time, we're going to receive our interim superintendent.
Good afternoon, board trustees, and to our community. One of the things that I think about when I read that bill is, wow, no one was present at the superintendent's State of the District address to report about the great progress we are making in the Hempstead School District. When we came together, we made a decision to keep students first. And I believe the progress that we're making thus far demonstrates that we are indeed keeping students first. We have demonstrated to everyone out there, all of the naysayers, that we can rise and defeat any challenge that is before us. And this challenge will be no different. So I am ready and willing to continue to remain focused on student first, and you will see the results of just that. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I had said to myself a couple of months ago that I was not going to offer any commentary to the media because the media has not been kind to us in the past. But I feel today that it is important that I do offer these sentiments. I'm that trustee that attends most of the events here in the school. I see the students on the elementary level. I see them on the middle school and high school level. Never once have I seen Assemblywoman Rayner or State Senator Thomas attend any of our events. Our students here are not only smart, they are talented. They are gifted in the arts, they are gifted with the musical talents, and just recently attending the spring concert, I realized that this year's salutatorian and valedictorian are two young black girls. Black girl magic here in Hempstead. Who also received full academic scholarships. Last year, our two valedictorian and salutatorian, one Hispanic male and one Hispanic Latina, received academic scholarships to Ivy League schools. So this is not something that we're just doing this year, but years in the past, our students are going on to excel and show what type of education they are getting here in the Hempstead Schools District, despite of the lack of funding. Now, we all decided that we was going to come together. We all know how election season works. When it came down for the election season for our senator and our assemblywoman, they ran on Hempstead agenda. But neither one of them lived in Hempstead. To be clear, Taylor Rayner lives in the Uniondale School District. She does not pay taxes here in the Hempstead School District. She has never attended the Hempstead School District board meetings until she was running for school board. Neither have Senator Thomas. Now, we try to be team players. We let them come in and utilize our facilities. They come often when it's time to have a photo op. But again, when it counts to support the students, where are they? When it was announced that we wasn't going to receive our fair share of funds this year from the state, we sent a letter why. We asked for additional fundings. And the response from our assemblywoman was, thank you for submitting the following funding requests to the 18th Assembly District Office: $600,000 for transportation aid for students, $182,638 for ABGS middle school repairs, $1 million for damage repair and new AC unit installation for Prospect School. I submitted your funding request for consideration for the 2019-2020 New York State Assembly budget. After careful review, I regret to inform you that your requests were denied. If the opportunity becomes available to fund these requests in the future, I will contact you directly. I look forward to your continued partnership as we bring excellence to the 18th Assembly District. If you have any questions or you wish to discuss further, please contact Wayne J. Hall, Jr. in the district office at 516-489-6610. Thank you for your time, and I wish you every success in your endeavors. The actions that Assemblywoman and Senator Thomas engaged in this past Sunday, introducing a joint bill where it would appoint monitors to the Hempstead School District, despite all the success for the past year and a half, despite the noted reports from the distinguished educator who is essentially a monitor, a leg of the New York State Commissioner. This is not working together. This is not wishing us our very best. This is not supporting the students here in Hempstead. This is supporting your own agenda and whoever put you up to it. But let me let you know something. We live here, we're from here, we're products here, we have excelled here. You can look at everybody in this board, everybody in this room can tell you about somebody who has graduated from Hempstead and who has made something of themselves and who has been a great contribution back to the Hempstead community. So I say to Senator Thomas and Assemblywoman Rayner, if you really want to help, if you're really about putting Hempstead students first, then do the right thing, be respectful, come have a conversation with us, but don't try to pull something slick at the late night hour when you thought we wasn't looking. Like the trustee said, the fight is on, and we will be up in Albany just to bring that to you. Thank you.
I want to thank my community for coming out in support of this action that we're taking. And there's just one thing I want to, say to Taylor Rayner and Senator Thomas. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll also remember this come Election Day.
We're not doing questions? So, you want to say we're not doing any questions?
We gotta go to Albany.
So tomorrow.
Somebody else to do their today.
All right.